5 years ago in 2016, I made 2 videos on the detail of Doctor Who video games, which started from the first adventure to the Eternity Clock. Since then, there have been a plethora of plenty Doctor Who video game releases since that day, and while I could sit here and talk about every single one of them, I've decided to talk about one game in particular that was just released recently. Doctor Who: The Edge of Reality. This game was released on quite a few platforms and is also a port/sequel of a VR title of nearly the same name? Huh, weird. Now, I'll be honest here, when I heard about this game being released, I was a little bit excited for it, but I kind of all but forgotten about it until I saw a trailer on YouTube about it and then I pre-ordered it. And now that it's released, oh, you poor child. This game was apparently unplayable, and that was due to the game breaking bugs, glitches, and it crashes a few times also. Thankfully, the developers are actively fixing all the bugs, and it's turned a lot of heads after the fixes. Now, I did play this game when it came out, and I did experience a few bugs here and there, as well as a few frame drops, but the only time I had to restart it was because in a certain level, I couldn't find an item in order to progress. The game just didn't load it in, and after restarting the level, the item finally did appear, and I could finally progress. But this only happened once, thankfully. Now, after hearing about all the fixes that have been made about the game, it's finally time, I think, for us to actually delve right in and play this game fully. Let's hope it goes well. The story is that you play an unnamed character who was contacted by the Doctor, played by the current actor Jodie Whittaker. Your goal is to help her save the universe once more from a reality virus which is currently reshaping the universe and changing time. The Doctor asks you to travel in the TARDIS to collect time crystals in order to help her, as she has more or less been kidnapped and is busy distracting the main villain of the story, so you can go around undetected during your travels. Along the way, you are joined by an AI lifeform known as Emma, and from there the two of you solve some really tricky puzzles, explore the universe while encountering many of the Doctor's worst and scariest enemies. Oh, and also David Tennant shows up too. He's just here.
You didn't think I was going to sit this one out, did you? Seriously? Allons-y!
But to be fair, he does help you out along in a few parts of the story, but that's pretty much later on. As for the music, it's pure Doctor Who, and everything is arranged brilliantly. However, there are some parts where the music is louder than the voice actors. It isn't too much of a problem, but it can be a nuisance, especially during the dramatic parts. Speaking of the voice acting, while I have no problem with the actors they got to voice the other characters, I will say the developers decided to have some of the lines on repeat. I understand that they did this just in case people are confused or lost during the puzzle or on what to do and where to go, but it can get really annoying in some parts. Especially when the game glitches out at a puzzle and all you're left with is Emma constantly repeating the same lines over and over again.
Maybe we should find candles to place into the holders. If movies have taught me anything, it's that you should never wander around creepy old houses on your own. Maybe we should find candles to place into the holders. If movies have taught me anything, it's that you should never wander around creepy old houses on your own. Who would put candle holders next to an oil painting? That's literally asking for flaming trouble. Who would put candle holders next to an oil painting? That's literally asking for flaming trouble. Who would put candle holders next to an oil painting? That's literally asking for flaming trouble.
Gameplay is a little mixed for me, as most of it is just you using the sonic screwdriver and a torch to progress. Also, it's rather disappointing that you can't jump in this game, as there are quite a few levels where you feel like you can explore, but you just can't, to either due to an invisible barrier or because you just can't get up there. It kind of reminds me a little of Amnesia's gameplay, where you can pick up pointless objects and throw them around. But unlike Amnesia, you can use these objects to distract an enemy who's in your way.
Unsanctioned activity in temple. Investigate! Investigate!
We need to get that door open.
Scanning! 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 Intruder detected! I
Well, in theory, it's supposed to work. Also, is it just me, or does your character feel like he's floating around instead of walking? Now, while I did mention earlier there are quite a few bugs, glitches and other things wrong with this game, the rest of it is engaging and fun. Having both Jodie and David reprising their roles was a nice touch, and hearing them both together, even though they never meet, was really enjoyable. However, their character models ain't the best and sometimes look a little off, but I can let it slide this time as, honestly, I've seen worse. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how funny the 10th Doctor's running animation is, as it comes off as a light jog when running away from a killer Cyberman. The enemies, however, are the best looking models out there. While the Daleks look a little rubbery, the Cybermen and Weeping Angels look great. I dare say that the Weeping Angels are the best thing in this game, as their level was pretty terrifying, as you'll need to keep your eyes on them at all times, as in like at the show. If you blink, they move and you die. Sadly, it's kind of ruined now because I did find a way to make this level a little bit easier by complete accident, as during the level you need to follow these markings on the floor in order to get to the next time crystal, while also avoiding the angels too. But if you walk backwards while following the markings, you'll get to your destination much quicker. Now in truth, this really shouldn't have worked, because turning your back on a Weeping Angel pretty much would have killed you instantly, especially when walking right next to them. But because the game doesn't expect you to do this and the angels are pretty much programmed to just make you jump first before chasing after you, yeah, this needs to be fixed. Because as I mentioned earlier, this level, when played correctly, can be pretty intense and one of the best levels in the game. The only other complaints I have about this is the controls aren't very well implemented, as there will be times where you need to collect a certain thing, but for some reason couldn't pick them up or turn them on. You'll need to move your character over an item or object more than once to either pick it up or activate it, and this can get annoying. Seriously, how difficult is it just to... Oh, fuck it! Now, I'm not here to badmouth the developers or the game or even throw it under the bus, as you can clearly tell that the developers of this game put their heart and effort into making this. And you know what? Honestly, I think that's pretty awesome. It really shows that they care about it, as they constantly update it with newer patches whenever they can. They appear to also watch, listen and read any reviews and feedbacks towards the game, and to ensure the players that they'll do what they can to make the game's experience a little better. So this may be a little cheesy for me to do on this video, but if anyone at all from Maze Theory is watching this little video review, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you. It's clear that you guys are fans of the series and everything is done so well that it saddens me that there are quite a few problems that hold this game back. I wasn't expecting Game of the Year or anything, but something I could just lose myself while playing and enjoy the ride. I just want to quickly mention also that there is DLC for this game, and all it offers is that you can change the sonic screwdriver to classic looks from the 9th to the 12th Doctors. Also, you can change the gloves, because your character wears them. Why? As a Doctor Who fan myself, I really hope this game gets better over time, and I also hope more games will be made in the future. Maybe even do some point-and-click adventure games like this game series, as I know me and a lot of others really enjoyed them and fondly remember them. So I'll finish up this review by saying that this game is a fun time. Despite its flaws, I believe this game will be a great experience after all the patches are made for it. So if you're curious to check this game out, you can find it on all these platforms. However, I'll be honest and say that the asking price is a little much, but I'll be willing to wait until it goes on sale. So with that, I guess that we have to... When did I get a doorbell from my office? Yes? Anyone? Oh no. Oh god, no. Why is this thing here? I didn't ask for this. Why is it still sealed as if it's brand new? What?
Hey, Wally.